All right. Everyone in our friend and family group, and many of you as well, have been asking us the same question recently. And it's warranted. You've all been asking us, are you guys going back to LA?
Yeah.
When are you going back to LA?
Why are you in Minnesota?
Are you in LA? Where are you? Literally the other day, my dad said, where are you guys?
It's a good question. We've been all over.
We've been all over, and we've been doing a lot of thinking about our location,
Yep.
about our living situation.
Indeed.
And so today we're going to talk about that and what we've been thinking about and let you know if and when we are going back to LA.
Hello,
Hello.
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about.
our lives.
So as a quick recap, we lived in Minnesota for 6 years. We've been there, I guess it'll be 7 this winter. For the past 4 winters, we've been spending the winter months in LA because the winter months in Minnesota are very cold. We once realized that Shane hadn't left the house in 2 weeks a couple winters ago.
I get cold. I mean, look at me. I'm very thin and I don't do well with cold. And here, we're in Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
And I'm already noticing that I'm not wanting to like take the dog for a walk because it's 50 degrees out instead of 80.
Yeah.
And that's just like, I don't want to be living my life like that. Minnesota has a cold winter. And we like to avoid that.
Yes. So last year we officially got a place for half of the year in LA and we're there all winter. It was wonderful.
It was lovely. And our intention was always to spend the winter there and then, the rest of the year here in Minneapolis.
Yes.
But now it's October, going on November, and we're still in Minnesota.
There's a couple reasons why we're still in Minnesota, yeah. And every time, we'll be out in the grocery store and someone will recognize us from our channel and they'll be like, I thought you moved. And every time we have to be like, oh, we did. We're just here for the summer. But we can't now say that when it's, going to be almost November.
I think this is kind of hints at part of all the thinking that we've been doing is that living in two places is confusing.
It is really
It's
confusing.
confusing for us. It's confusing for our friends and family. It's confusing for all of you.
But
we just have to accept that.
there are
That's
some
just a part of
pros.
it, yeah.
There are some pros as well. So should we go through the things that we've been thinking basically about this in general?
Yeah, and maybe we should just say, I don't want to delay the answer to the question
Oh.
too long. We are going back to LA, and we're going back very soon, actually.
Yes.
We'll tell you all about that and why we're going back. There's a very specific and very exciting reason.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about, some of our
Our
thinking
long-term-
about all of it. Yeah.
When we were back in LA in May, Shane was like, don't make me go back to Minnesota. I live in LA now. I'm not going back. Don't make me go back, please. And I was like, come on, it'll be fun. We have to go back. We have plans there, whatever. We get here. Now Shane says, don't make me go back to LA. I don't want to go. I live in Minnesota. I don't want to go back to LA. And the moral of this story is that Shane is not built for splitting his time between two places.
Yeah, I thought I would be. I really I'm a pretty go with the flow type of person. Do you agree? You don't agree? I like to pretend that I'm a...
You plan a flow and then you'll go with it, but I don't think you're very go with the
If
flow.
the flow diverts from the course that I have planned, I am not a go with the flow.
Which is kind of the definition of go with the flow.
Anyway,
You're a stick to the plan person.
I am, and I'm finding in our, splitting our time between LA and here, that I very much prefer to be settled in one location.
So you can plan months ahead of, things to do, make things happen.
Exactly.
And you get anxious about big trips and this is obviously even bigger than a trip. We're moving for half the year and you think about that for months in advance and it makes you not appreciate being here at all because you're like, well, I'm just going to leave.
100%. In addition to that, when now we're in Minnesota, I'm just worrying about LA, our LA house.
Yeah.
Is the lawn being mowed? Is the pool okay?
Yeah.
Does the house have power?
Yeah, well, I think that really nicely brings you into point number 2.
Yeah, point number 2 is that living in LA has felt very anxious and hectic for me. Do you agree for you as well? Or
Not
is
as
that just me?
much.
Okay.
Not as much, but I get it.
To give you an example, we got an alert the other day that our internet at home in LA was out. And I see on the Nextdoor app that it's because vandals have cut all the internet wires in our neighborhood so that they can break into homes now that the security systems are not operational. Mm-hmm. That is just it feels like a very LA thing to me.
Uh-huh.
That's not happening in our suburban Minneapolis neighborhood where we live in Minnesota.
Yeah.
that is just like par for the course with any big city. But in LA, I experienced that kind of like anxious feeling more often than I do here in Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a scaredy cat too. So like I feel that. I'm not really worried about like the Wi-Fi wires or whatever.
Yeah.
But for your first point, I'm like the exact opposite. The idea of not splitting our time and like just having not an infinite, but like a long lasting time here where I'm like, this is just what we're doing for the next.
You're like,
I've always been that way.
what's the next big adventure?
Yeah, like what's next? Like what? Like
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I really like the idea of like knowing that we're gonna be leaving in like in a couple of weeks, and then like we'll be there, and then I know we're gonna come back. So like I don't know, it just makes me enjoy the time more because I'm like, oh, it's like short. Otherwise, I'm like, ugh, I'm bored.
Our daily life is kind of a microcosm of that.
Yes.
I'm happy to like watch a movie for 4 hours or read
Yeah.
a book for the whole afternoon, whereas you get bored of something in like an hour and you're like, what next?
I
What
like a little
next?
mental stimulation.
Uh-huh.
And I need like a wheel in my enclosure as a mouse, and you are just a sleeping mouse.
I'm awake.
You're awake?
I'm awake.
Oh,
But I like to just,
you're just lounging.
I like to lounge. So yeah, those are like kind of the two big things that we've been thinking about, and I think that they have sort of led us to like not rush back to LA right now. Like we're kind of, I mean, we've been doing things here in Minnesota. Like we had a bunch of
Yeah.
doctor's appointments and stuff that we had
Wrapping stuff up.
had to be here for, but that's kind of the point. It's a big thing to now pick up life and move it 2,000 miles, however far, to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into that.
Yeah.
So we've been just taking it, slowly because we're relocating to LA in a week.
1 week. We leave 1 week from today.
And we're going back for a very excited reason. I know I'll be excited once we're there.
Once we're there, you won't want to come back to Minnesota. So we're going to make a video in May of you being like, announcement, I don't want to go back to Minnesota. And me being like, well, we have to go
I just want
anyway.
to be settled somewhere.
I know.
I'm going to join a book club.
Yeah. Maybe you can join a virtual book club.
No, I'm going to join an in-person book club with new people that I can become best friends with.
Oh.
And I'll be able to see them every Tuesday in my hometown where I live always.
Okay. That might be tricky. You can join a book club in LA.
I can, and maybe I will. But anyway, speaking of books,
Speaking of books.
we're going back to LA to record the audiobook for our upcoming book, Interabled.
Yay!
Do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, so Shane's past books, he has never recorded the audiobook himself. It's always been an actor that read it. And that was never really like a choice that you made. It was just like what was done
Yeah.
for you.
They were like, want us to hire an actor? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. You never really thought about it. But we've gotten comments from people, like first Shane did, saying like, oh, I listened to your audiobook and it was so weird that it wasn't your voice. Like, obviously we know your voice. So for this book, people have said like, are you going to read the audiobook? And we really wanted to. So we told our publisher like we would really love to read the audiobook if possible. And it is happening. So we are going back to record our audiobook
Yes.
for like a whole week.
The day after we arrive, we are booked in a recording studio in LA
Yep.
with an audiobook director who we met
boy.
yesterday. And we're going to be recording for a whole week. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be hard work.
Yeah.
Our director was giving us like advice on keeping our vocal cords healthy during that week.
Yeah.
She was like, take hot showers.
Don't talk
hum,
too much at night. Hum to warm
I'm
up.
gonna be humming so much.
Oh boy.
But one other thing about the book, again, Interabled, it comes out January 14th, is that we got our first real official review
Yes, we
from
did.
Publishers Weekly, and we are now going to read it for you.
Oh, we are. Oh, I'm gonna warm up my reading voice.
Oh my God, sounding a whale.
Yeah, I'm doing like. Do you have it? Oh,
I do. So Publishers Weekly is one of the big reviewers, and it's really important to get early good reviews from these reviewers because they help libraries and book distributors, bookstores decide if they are going to sell your book.
yes, and they literally could have written a review that was like, "This is a bad book."
This is bad, don't buy it, and then people wouldn't want to buy it.
Oh my god.
So Publishers Weekly is probably the biggest of all of them, and they were our first review. Hannah, take it away.
Married collaborators and disability advocates Shane Burcaw and Hannah Burcaw, a debut author,
A debut author.
present a heartfelt collection of 22 interviews interspersed with the couple's own personal narratives to showcase interabled romantic relationships across a spectrum of cultures, sexualities, ethnicities, and disability experiences. Yeah.
Boom. That's the most right there.
Done.
In a nutshell, now they give their analysis.
The creators, who post videos on their YouTube channel Squirmy and Grubs, balance seriousness and emotional vulnerability with cheeky banter, particularly when addressing their own experiences with dating and marriage. Quote, "Every story from our relationship has two perspectives. There's Shane's memory of events, which is inevitably tainted by fantastical exaggerations that he's added throughout the years. Then there's Hannah's perspective, clear, accurate, refined." End quote. Centering adult perspectives, each included interview tackles issues surrounding sex and intimacy, discrimination, and balancing caregiving with a romantic partnership, alongside funny and endearing recollections. The Burcaw's approach to storytelling is transparent and genuine, often including parenthetical asides with further context or extensive quotes. It's a sophisticated and necessary compilation that sheds light on the normalcy of interabled romance and how frequently it's ignored, misunderstood, or dismissed. Ages 12 and up.
Yay!
Yay!
They think we're sophisticated.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these reviews are really like an early barometer for if we did a good job or not.
Yeah.
As writers, like, we base a lot of our, at least I do, self-worth on
I
you know,
will know.
if people think that we are good at what we do.
You can't do that, Shane.
I
What
know,
if they
it's
don't
so
like
unhealthy.
it? Uh-huh.
It's very unhealthy, and when I get bad reviews, they are devastating. However,
Well, I would like to say I didn't know this was coming. Like, I knew reviews existed, but like I didn't know it would come way before the book came out, and like just had no sense of the timeline for that.
Yeah.
But Shane apparently knew and has been stressed waiting for the reviews to come in
Yeah.
and hasn't said anything. And so when we got it, he was like, "Thank God, I've been so worried." And I was like, "What?"
yeah, I was trying to like not let you worry about it.
Yeah, thank God. Thank you. I
but-
would have been really worried.
Our publisher called it a glowing review.
Yeah.
So we are very excited about that. We're very excited about this book. We'll put the info to pre-order below.
Yes.
We hope you will check it out. And it's in, I mean, take it from Publishers Weekly. It is a heartfelt collection. What else? There is cheesy banter.
Yep.
There is sophistication.
It's necessary,
It's
to read
necessary.
it.
I mean, you can't not buy it. It's necessary.
Necessary.
Anyway, that comes out January 14th. We're going back to LA.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, to wrap up with what we started with, we're going back to LA. Our future bopping between states remains uncertain. I don't see us doing it for a long time because it has not been,
It's been stressful.
it's been stressful.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Like, we love our friends out in LA.
I know that's the problem is we love wherever we are. But living between two places is so hard.
But you know what? Like, we tend to not make a long-term, set-in-stone plan. So who knows? By the end of this winter, maybe we'll be feeling differently.
Yeah.
Who knows? Right now, we're getting ready to get back to LA.
Yes.
We really need to pack.
Ugh, that's another part of it. Yeah, yesterday I was like, Shane, now that I thought about the fact that I need to pack everything up, I'm not going back.
She walked in last night and was like, I'm not going back to LA.
You were like,
I was
yes.
Yes. All right, everyone. That's what we've been up to.
Yep.
That's what we've been thinking about.
Did anyone notice our new microphones?
I'm sure there are like 50 comments.
Since they're a little...
What's on Hannah's shirt?
Yeah, Shane has one too. Just so you know that it's a new microphone we're trying.
Yeah, so if this sounds awful,
That's why.
blame on new microphones.
Yep. All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye.